Hey, checking back in with another Pokemon Moon Blind playthrough update. I did film a video about the Pokemon that I have right now, and a little insider information. I did use this as as a as a tripod or a stand for my phone to make camera. This is actually a original Game Boy carrying case, old school. So I'm right before the ghost trial. It's been a while since I've made a video because of like space limitations on my phone, but I finally cleared it up. That's Via. If you haven't met her, I think there's a cat back there too, interrupting her day. But basically, I'm going to be talking about the electric trial. I didn't expect it to be so fast. I feel like the trials are coming quickly. The electric trial showed me the evolved charge bug, which I definitely want. I'm guessing it doesn't have great defenses just looking at it, but I definitely want. I had a little bit of trouble in the electric trial. I didn't really pick Pokemon that that would have benefited me, and I kind of was surprised I was going into it. It was just kind of like, oh, I guess I'm doing it, and my Pokemon didn't do so well accordingly. Once I had Pokemon that could do well, including Lycanroc with its rock move, I was fine. So did fine. There's a lot of different areas in this game now, and I thought I was going to be able to just kind of explore them at my leisure, but it's definitely controlling where you go. And I don't know if I've talked about it already, I probably have, but man, I am so glad they are done with HMs. Like, I am so glad. You just fly wherever and do wherever. I did actually go back to one of the earlier islands in order to catch some Pokemon, because I had a couple versions of Pokemon that didn't have good natures, or my Salandite surprise ended up being a male, and that species doesn't evolve if you're a male, so that was one of the Pokemon I wanted to check out, so I made sure to get a female so I could get a Salazzle, and I'll talk about that in the Pokemon video where I talk about the Pokemon in my team at the moment. I'm trying to think what else is going on. It is interesting that you're kind of interrupting something. It is interesting that they're building the Pokemon League. I figured there would be a Pokemon League because that's one of the things you can't really get rid of when it comes to Pokemon. And it seems to be setting up the four, I assume it seems to be setting up the four Kahunas being the Pokemon League members of the Elite Four. So I guess based on the information, you're going to know what their types are. So if the Elite Four involves those four, I guess it's so far fighting and rock. Well, I think about it, there's still that lady running around with a horse, and that's a ground horse. Am I overthinking this? Who is that lady? The little short lady? Like, what's going on with that? Jump cuts. I saw a Beldum. I tried to catch a Beldum, and it took me like 15 kind of expensive Pokeballs, including Dusk Balls and Timer Balls and Ultra Balls and pretty much anything. And I couldn't catch the damn thing. The fact that it only knew Takedown also didn't necessarily help me because Takedown damages itself, so I only had a certain amount of time to do it. I kind of want to go back to catch it. Maybe I just had some bad luck, but like, man, why is it so hard to catch? I know that it's a really good Pokemon, and maybe that's the game's way of trying to make sure you don't get that Pokemon, because I know that there's some really good wild Pokemon out there. In the last game, they were like, oh, do you want this really good Pokemon? Do you want this really good Pokemon? Maybe this game's making it a little bit harder to catch that Beldum and that baby Salamence and all those other Pokemon, which I like, but at the same time, I'm like, well, I see it. I want to be able to catch it.